Hello everybody and welcome back to Arm Pitching Development. I'm Coach Jason. This is free video analysis where I take videos from you, the baseball community, and break them down and do a short synopsis on cure for correction, things that we might see inside of the video that will help you be a better pitcher or help your son be a better pitcher in the space this year or years to come. In doing this analysis, we're going to look at 5 key core points to keep it pretty simple. We're going to we'll look at set stance, and we'll look at balance and posture, stride length and direction, and then we'll go into arm action, arm angle and timing. Then we'll look at transition phase from the hips, basically the energy transfer. And then we'll go into the finishing components, which is the follow through, the extension of the release point, and the deceleration of the throwing arm and body. So that's what we're going to take a quick look at tonight. This is Matthew. He's 13 years old. And let's dive into the video. All right, right off the bat here, just looking at Matthew, seems to be a taller individual. He's growing right now, so this looks good. I like his set stance here. I'm not sure if I care or don't care about the hand positioning by the back hip. I don't know. Let's play the video and see what it looks like in real time. So you tell me what you guys think in the comments there about the initial thought or sight of Matthew here. And then let's look at from the beginning. Okay, on the set stance, I like this where everything's in a line to the edge of the rubber. I think this looks really good. One thing to note, just looking at the preliminary video, I wonder if the stride length isn't far enough for him. And so what I want to do is get a better visual of what his stride length should be. So it's probably, I don't have the exact number, but it's probably well extended past that. At 100% is probably well extended past that break point here that you're seeing on the mound right there. So I think that stride length, let's take a look. Yeah, I'm going to say is probably a little bit under stride, just initial looks and thoughts on it. So anyways, going into it a little bit further, everything looks to be in order here. Let's go to the balance and posture piece. So when I talk about posture, what I'm talking about is your back posture, your upper body posture. What I don't want to see is too much forward or too much backwards in your initial move coming up to your load point, your leg lift, leg kick. And then from there, we want to carry our posture in a strong manner down the hill. So we're going to go take a look at the load point, balance, and posture. Okay, so from here, I actually think this is a decent angle. This is probably 60% here on load height. I would say here, this angle looks okay to me so far. I like how the hip gets inverted. He looks really flexible right now. So I'm thinking that he's probably moving really loose, which is not a bad thing. So it's more of a strength thing than it is more of a flexibility thing, a range of motion for him right now. So this leading down, the knee looks like it's going in a good direction. The shoulders look well, and then the eyes are headed down to target. So I don't have any issues here. The posture seems to be okay, but I wonder what it's going to look like when we come out of this into the low balance break component of this. So I wonder also, guys, let's take a look at the hand break away from the chest. Right now, it doesn't set off any alarm bells, but this depth could be a little bit maybe too far away, and then our hands will start to push away from us instead of staying a little bit more compact into your arm action, into separation. So let's continue on. We'll go into stride length. Well, we'll we'll do a little bit of everything: stride length and direction. Direction more the key component. Okay. This is where I'm having a little bit of an issue. I think maybe the chest is dropping in a little bit too heavy here. And then these arms are swinging forward in front, like, whoa. And then you got to dive back up to try to get back into a good position to throw the ball through it. So this is what I'm talking about: carrying your posture, carrying your back posture stronger here, keeping your chest elevated through the movement of the pitch. I do want you to carry your chin over your core as you're pitching more of an inside, but you don't want to drop in too heavy. I don't think that's a good thing for you, because then it's going to create some unhealthy positions to throw from. The back hip hinge here. So the initial move, if you guys will see this, look at the knee. I'm trying to point it out for you. The back knee is dropping essentially forward towards the toe on the initial move. What I'd like to see is almost like you're pitching out of your heel, going forward with the knee, taking it towards the catcher instead of taking it forward towards me. See right there, there's a little bit of a drop. That could be a strength issue as well, okay? What we want to think is, I think you're trying to get into a good, strong quad position here, but there's a little bit of leak and pressure into that knee. And so we want this shin to be fairly vertical like that, going into the separation of the hips. One thing you can try to do is think about pushing. Push is not the right word, but like just trying to keep your knee back this way as you're going into separation of your hips, I think would be maybe a little bit stronger and help you stay back a little bit on your pitch here. So that's a little advice. I do like this, by the way, Matthew. I like this front leg sweeping out like that, and where you're leading the hip and the heel down the hill. I think that's really good. Eyes are still on frame, on target, so everything looks pretty good right there. And then let's see where we're going from here. Yeah, so if we carry the stride length further, Matthew, and I don't know if it's because of the mound you're pitching on, you won't lose that back heel that much. So think about taking your ankle and so if you're here, that ankle is going to roll in from the rubber and then separate yourself from the rubber this way, trying to drive away from it or push the rubber away from you as you're driving a pitch, versus just leap that toe up and then turn it. It's not, I just think the stride length is too short here, honestly. And the back hip isn't being very strong working through the target. And then let's look at the top side of it. I like how your chest came up here. That's good. The scapular load seems to be okay at the moment. This picture is really a little bit tough. This angle is okay. Right on that front foot strike, you can be on top of the ball here, like at this angle. I wonder if it wouldn't be a little bit better to be a little bit higher up here versus a little bit lower here. I don't know. I'd have to look at it a little bit closer in real time, maybe, just to see how it's converting. So anyways, and then that shoulder. So I'm looking at the left shoulder here, and I'm wondering if it's buckling away a little bit, but it looks like you're really trying to work over the glove hand. So that's not terrible in going into transfer. So stride length, direction looks to be okay, but here's the tip, guys, when we're looking at this. See the back foot boundary here, right? So that distance of his back foot. If we drew two lines like this, here and here, that stayed in the direction of the back foot, like the width of it, the distance of it. So if it's 12-inch foot, I want you to think about landing your front foot within those 12-inch, that boundary of the back foot. So let's see if he does that. It's hard to say, but there's a little bit of crossover. That comes from the initial move from the knee dropping forward towards the camera, and then that's driving his energy towards the right-handed hitter's batter's box, and then it creates a crossover from the hips. So it becomes a little bit harder to pitch for, and not just a straight directional pitch. This is, you're taking your foot, if you're walking this way, you take your left foot and then you put it this way, and now your body's got to bend to the left to try to come back from where you put your lower half position in. So something to consider or look at a little bit closer there. And the one way I'd say is like, look at the back foot, see how the toe is there, but the front foot is on the other side of the line, so to speak, and we want to bring that over. Okay, so let's continue on with this. Okay, so from the transition phase, we land, we go into rotation from the back hip. Okay, you got it converted there, so that's a plus, where you're seeing the hip roll out here, and then you're seeing the chest kind of roll out here forward. That looks good. And then the front knee looks to be in a good space right there, and your head still going through your target. So far so good. The external layback, the camera, the video is just not really giving me a clear view of what I'm looking at here. Okay, so here's a problem that we see often, right? The disconnect of the back foot. And then now, once you break the kinetic chain, your chain of your energy going forward through the pitch, through the release of the ball. As soon as the chain is only as strong as the weakest link. As soon as you break the chain, you ask the arm to shoulder the whole load of that throw. So what we want to do is keep yourself connected to the rubber or toe on the ground as long as you can through the release of the throw. So ideally we would be, I go back to the stride length. I think if you're carrying your stride length further, this doesn't show up on the film. I think you're able to hold the ball longer through the pitch, right? So I would work on that. I think stride length fixed that. This external rotation looks to be in an okay position right here, so I think that's a plus here. And then as we move on, see how we bring the core down. So this shove, this hip here, this angle, that's a strength issue. We want to go into trunk flexion here, ideally where the back is a little bit more like this, and we'll go into our throwing triangle in a minute, guys. Here, and because of the strength of this hip, right, it's collapsed down, and then we're trying to throw the ball from that. It becomes a little bit, it's going to be hard to be accurate with this type of pitch or this type of throw. Well, ideally I'll put some pictures up, but you want to be a lot stronger with that back end staying back behind you and forcing you a little bit further into trunk flexion forward. I want to go back to our throwing triangle, right? This is going to be a rough throwing triangle. Okay. So it would look something like this: toe on the ground, and here's his current throw. His release height is too high. And I think it's because of the stride length, right? You let me know what you think in the comments. And the video is a little bit awkward, but it's what the video we got. So that's what we're going to do. I do wonder about, the release distance, the perceptual velocity of this, the perceptual piece of this is actually good. So we talk about throwing in front of your front foot or carrying the pitch as far as we can to take away the perceptual distance from the hitter, right? So the longer we can hold the ball, the less time the hitter has to essentially react to the pitch, making your pitch look faster, stronger than it is maybe potentially out of the hand. So perceptually, I think that release point is fine. What I don't like is how we're transferring the energy out from the back leg through the ball. I think you're asking your arm to do all the work versus letting your lower half help you and letting your upper body rotation through your thoracic spine, lumbar spine, help you through the strength of the pitch, right? So you're losing some velocity here essentially. So ideally, I think the throwing triangle would be probably right around this angle, right? So he's quite a few inches off on that. And then I'm actually I not have any adverse comments on the release side of it. So I think just holding the back foot, again, it's the stride length in my book. If you'll fix the stride length, I think a lot of this stuff starts to clean up. And then consider, keep working on the strength pieces as well with your squats, your lunges, push-ups, side lunges. These type of things will help you get stronger and build a better base as you grow and get older and keep pitching. All right, let's go through follow through a little bit. So here you can see this heavily rounded to the left a little bit early. It's not bad. He's trying to keep his eyes on frame, so I'm happy about that. His hip strength is just something that needs to be worked on. I do like this position. I just feel like I wish we could have got there from the back leg being on the ground and then reached out to throw. It's a very hard position to be in. It's not comfortable. When I training pitchers, I tell them they have to earn it at the end. You earn your pitch at the end. And it takes a lot of energy, a lot of effort to get your body to do what you must get it to do in order to be as healthy and as safe as possible. It's not comfortable, guys. It takes a lot of energy. And the guys that want to cheat the process a little bit, some will win, some won't. But at the end of the day, the guys that put in the work to be as mechanically sound as possible for themselves are going to win the war, essentially. So this is okay. I applaud the lead leg rock. That's good strength there at the moment. I don't have any issues with the arm. I mean, it looks a little bit it's a little bit cushioned, maybe a little bit supinated at the end where we're kind of cutting across here with our thumb upward versus trying to be a little bit longer and extended downward. So I think that could maybe be a little bit of an issue with the front side of the delt where we could try to bring it to the back side just a little bit better there. Follow through. Nice long body, man. I mean, you've got some tools. You're right. You're a taller kid now than you were at 11 and 12, and I think we need to start treating the body like that and getting stronger and working a little bit more in. I don't think the gym's necessary. I think that's up to you guys, you and your parents and whoever you work with, coaches. But I think from a physical standpoint of you can do body weight stuff, right, to help yourself get stronger and be in better positions of strength as you pitch. So that's something I would absolutely be working on. Matthew, I'm proud of you, man. Keep working, keep learning, keep growing. You've got this, okay? That's a wrap for today. Don't forget to hit the like button on the way out to show your support. Appreciate you. If you want to send me an email with the video in it, my email is in the video itself. Send that. I need horizontal view and then no slow motion. Really what I just need is the video. Something like you're seeing with Matthew here is fine. So anyways, I appreciate all of you. Thank you for tuning in and viewing the free video analysis. Until I get the next one done, I'll see you guys next time.